Madam President, Your Honours, the situation in Uganda in the case the prosecutor versus Joseph Kony, case reference ICC 0204 0105, and we are in open session.
Good morning again, everyone. Let me welcome all of you here, those who are physically present, as well as those who are joining us remotely. Today, the chamber is comprised of, to my left, Judge Hakel Ben Mahfoud, and to my right, Judge Yulia Antoinella Motok, and myself, presiding Judge Althea Alexis Windsor. We have already on record the appearances. We see we have the prosecution represented. We also have the CLRV represented. Would the defense wish to put on record their representation?
Good morning, Your Honour, and thank you for that kind invitation. Indeed, we would. You know that my name is Peter Haynes, and I'm counsel assigned to represent the interests of Joseph Kony. I'm flanked today by two members of the Ugandan bar, two defence team members. To my right, Jeffrey Boris Anyuru, and to my left, Atim Liliane Beatrice. Behind me is my associate counsel, Kate Gibson, and one of my case managers, Anouk Julien.
Thank you, counsel. All right, very well then. The hearing for the confirmation of charges in this case is now open. The subjects of today's hearing is the prosecution's request to confirm the charges against Joseph Kony. At this stage of the pretrial proceedings, the prosecution alleges that Mr. Kony is responsible for the crimes as listed. This pretrial chamber will not decide on the guilt or innocence of Mr. Kony at this hearing. Pursuant to Article 61(7) of the statute, this chamber's duty is to determine whether there exists sufficient evidence to establish substantial grounds to believe that Mr. Kony has committed the crimes for which he has been charged. If some or all of the charges are confirmed, a trial chamber will subsequently decide on the guilt or innocence of Mr. Kony. This case is the first at the International Criminal Court where the confirmation proceedings and hearings are held in absentia, in the absence of the suspect, pursuant to Article 61(2)(b) of the Rome Statute, which sets out the requirements for holding such proceedings. On the 29th of October 2024, this chamber decided that all the requirements set forth under Article 61(2)(b) were met, and this still holds true today. In this regard, it is important to note that trials, unlike confirmation hearings, may not take place in absentia. That is to say, if the charges are confirmed, a trial will not take place in the absence of Mr. Kony, who has the right to be present at his trial pursuant to Article 67(1)(d). In several decisions leading to this hearing, the Chamber has clarified that the in absentia nature of these proceedings requires few procedural adaptations vis-à-vis confirmation proceedings held in the absence of the suspect. Those adaptations mainly pertain to the early stages of the proceedings and do not generally apply to the framework governing the confirmation hearing. Accordingly, the following general principles apply to the present hearing. First, in accordance with Article 66 of the statute, the suspect shall be presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty before the court. Second, the burden of proof rests squarely with the prosecution, which as a result will have to provide sufficient evidence in order to prove the charges brought against Mr. Coney to the relevant standard provided in Article 61(7) of the statute. Third, the defense will enjoy all the rights enshrined in Articles 61(6) and 67 of the statute. Although Mr. Coney is not before the court, his rights are ensured here by his counsel, appointed on the 21st of June 2024. It is also recalled that while the general rule is that this hearing is public and therefore should be held in open session, it may occur with a view to protecting private or confidential information, particularly regarding victims and witnesses, that parts of the hearings may be held in